In this 13th lesson, I'm just going to adjust the floor slabs, which were too deep. Push them inwards. Sometimes to grab the axis you want to pull outward so you can lock the axis in place, and then we need to find a place inside the snap tube. I may not have selected the slab from the front. Let me do that. Okay, there's the shape. The move tool, grab an edge, green axis. Let's go middle of the wall somewhere. Close that. Do the next one. There's the face that wants to move. Drag it by the end point. Pull it the opposite way, so we grab the green. And let's also snap to some middle point, so that we've embedded the floor into the wall. Close that group, and let's do the ground floor, first floor slab. Move that face to about the middle. Close that group. So I think suppose we should fix these sides. I'm going to ignore them for now. At some point we want to model this front stair. Quick and dirty, we can create a rectangle here. Extrude it upwards to meet top of floor there. Let's see if we get the outline. We want to keep the outer flanking planters or whatever they are. So let's go to the top. View and draw lines. So I'm just around the blue axis. Yeah. To the edge. Oops. I don't want an endpoint. Yeah, I want to stay on the green axis. And that allows me to I'm going to have to remove this for now. Let's draw diagonal there and do the same here. So it's just quick and dirty, right? There's actually a flat slab up here and some risers, but that's sort of an approximation. At some point we'll build that. We have a similar thing on the other side. Triple click. Make that a component. Entry stair. Duplicate it on the other side. It may not be critical to your design what the entry sequence is, or maybe. Let's fix these floors. I'm pushing, moving that face back into the wall at about the midpoint. Close the group. Fix the next one. Yes, I know this could have been done in the first place correctly, but it wasn't. We don't have very good information or precise details for the building, so we've had to kind of extrapolate. Let's get that red axis. Close the group. Let's look at what our building sections look like. They'll be more meaningful now, right? Section 1, there's a cross section. So X-ray mode in all these CAD drawings. So there's my cross section of the building. Let's turn off guys. And section planes. I'm going to make these stairwells transparent. And the correct height, because they're largely a glass element, a transparent element in the building. Well, not all sides, just the sides facing the atrium. So the other thing I'm going to do is select the top face and move it down. To the roof. Close the component. So that's our building section. The last thing we have to do is that penthouse that is up there. So the stairwells, though we haven't modeled the basement, they actually, the discharge must be the basement, right? Because you can't exit. If you exit stairwells at level 1, you go back into the building. You're back in the atrium. So somehow or other, these have to discharge to either side of the building somewhere below. I assume they do. Let's update this section. Well, let's save it as a new scene. We'll call it a section cross 3D. And we could also have it face. Let's see what the section... We don't have a long section. The big building is kind of confusing. It's rather square. So we have a vertical element in the building that's similar as this stairwell. I could use it, right? Make it unique, put it in the middle. Let's try that. I'm just going to make a copy of this. Place it adjacent to the this column there. Let's go to... And what we could do is make this unique. Right click, make unique. And now we can modify it. Take that face and drag it toward to align with that edge, and this face, let's move that face forward. And then the back face, I don't know how big the elevator is, but this is back face will move toward the interior. I'm constraining it to the green axis. So if the elevator were square and roughly the size of that opening down, so that we do have something like that going on, right? Because the elevator occupies a lot, almost the entire opening here, but above the opening is larger. So close that component. We didn't really give it a meaningful name. It's pretty much the building. I mean, yeah, we haven't modeled all the curved window openings. Let's go to isometric overall view of the model. Let's update that by turning off the layers we don't need to see. view, hide the guides. We don't need the Sanborn map. Update that scene. All the properties of that scene. Save it as a new style. Why not? Doesn't yet look much like this on the exterior. We're missing the pediment. We're missing the parapet wall around the perimeter here, and this penthouse, which we haven't modeled. It's going to be something like what's on top of the Gardner Museum. I think I'm saving this as 13. This will end eventually.